This right here is exactly why I love early year MyTEAM. Look at this Milkdud Easter egg head ass boy, man. Nick Van Exel, if y'all don't know, this is a OG 2K hidden gem, alright? I don't remember which year I did him. It's just like a blur at this point in my mind. But I've done a video on this man before. And I'm so glad that they dropped him early in the year. I was hoping they dropped a card like him or like a Amethyst Robert pack or just somebody that could give us some nostalgia from previous years. Amethyst Nick Van Exel. He can play the shooting guard position, which I think is you should try to avoid because he is 6'1". But this boy right here, if you don't have the Jamal Crawford or maybe like the Jason Williams from Triple Threat Offline, this is your starting point guard right here. He's better than any other, I think, Amethyst point guard you could get right now. I mean, maybe Daryl Armstrong is still pretty decent, but like when you take into consideration his stats, his handles, his animations, it's hard to find somebody that you're going to just dick down more with than Nick the Quick right here, man. His shooting stats speak for themselves. If you're not aware of Nick Van Exel, he was just a very exceptional scoring punch player known for his speed and his clutchness. And this card is basically like a Kyrie, alright? His ball handling, his shooting, and his speed. It's all you're looking at. This is Kyrie, Steph Curry type player. That's weird to think about now that I have to like figure out comparisons because niggas that were born in the 2000s, y'all are 19, most of y'all now. That's crazy. But Nick Van Exel has all these 33 gold badges that you're going to think of. And the first thing the first things I thought of really, right? He has gold dimer. Excellent. But the reason I love that is because I'm going to use, if I would be using Nick Van Exel, which I am, I'd be using him on and off the ball. So the fact that he has dimer when I want to use him on the ball, it just makes it so much more valid. And these three things right here. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I fucked up. Never mind. So these two things right here. Pick Dodger and Pickpocket. Now, the reason I didn't use the Kenny Smith, the Amethyst Evo one that came out last week, I haven't really liked the cards they dropped in the last 2 weeks, but this week's set was fire in my opinion. The reason I didn't like Kenny Smith was because I don't think he had these badges. Yeah, I was right. He does not have any of the defensive badges, which is honestly huge at point guard, and he has silver dimer. Because to some extent, we're all going to be spamming the steal button when we're playing online. And he has an 85 steal along with gold pickpocket, so that immediately made him better than Kenny Smith in my eyes. And then the shooting stats along with that fucking coveted sexy ass goddamn badge that I love so much, quick draw down here, immediately made me like, nah, this is the move right here. This is the guy. His Deadeye is only silver, but his form is so smooth and easy, and it's a lefty that you don't even need the gold Deadeye. It's not even that big of a deal. And to make it even sweeter, he has floor general. I don't know why the fuck he got floor general because Nick was a scorer, alright? But he has gold floor general along with gold dimer, along with gold quick draw, along with all the gold shooting badges outside of Deadeye, as well as finishing badges. Now, as far as his animations go, I think that's what really makes this card, that's what's setting this card off in my opinion, because this is one of those cards that, like, if you're just good at 2K, if you're a dribble god on the park, like, just pick up a Nick Van Exel, and you can cook with this dude, because he's basically a play sharp that's like almost a 95 overall, basically around that. It's so easy to abuse with him because all of his his momentum behind the backs, which I love personally abusing, it gives you so much space and it forces so many ankle breaker animations if your dude is not playing on ball, which niggas don't like to play on ball and get exposed online. So if you know what you're doing on the sticks, you can create with him so easily. Like, it's just call for a screen and do your thing. And with the quick draw badge along with all of his forms, you can pick your poison. Do you want to crack his ankles and go finish? Do you want to just take the moving mid? And he has dunk packages. He's so complete. I don't know why he's so complete, but he is. And that's why him being released at this point in the year is so good. Now, he is small and his perimeter defense is only a 75. So he's very much kind of Iverson-like, where he's small and probably going to get abused, but he just gets steals. So he gets good, pass lane interceptions. So He's good defensively, but not good on the ball. So that's why I said it's not very ideal to put him at the 2, in my opinion, because I think if anybody has an actual brain, they're going to abuse him at the 2. Just post him up and go finish in there and force you to a double or something. So I would say strictly have him at point guard, but do what you want. I love the fact that they at least gave him the secondary position, though, so he's versatile. So from top to bottom, I love cards that are like this. They have shooting, they have finishing, they have ball handling and playmaking, they have defense to some extent, so they're not completely useless, and on top of all of that, they have versatility. So Nick Van Exel, Nick the Quick, is a dope card in NBA 2K20, and I am here for it. I hope they release more like him that are very nostalgic. I wish that they'd have a good Iggy at this point earlier in the year, because I just remember using the Nuggets Iggy in 2K13 and loving him. For memes, I wouldn't mind if they just dropped a fucking Andre Miller. Like, I'm thinking of 2K15 cards. Who else was a troll in 2K15? That was Hito Turgaloo before he turned into an absolute motherfucking demigod that will never be forgotten. Probably on the MyTEAM Mount Rushmore. But he used to be a troll pick too. But I just want more cards like this earlier in the year. That's the reason I didn't really upload in the last 2 weeks, because those cards were really fucking mediocre. I didn't want to use Sidney Moncrief, and like the Evos that they dropped were meh. Like, I just wasn't into them. But now these are the cards that I'm looking for. Cards like this that have name value, that are cool, that are actually usable and viable. Because I am now going to remember using this Nick Van Exel going on further in the year. And it's not just going to be who the fuck was being used in November, who gives a shit. You know, like, I'm going to remember using him because I'm fucking with this card right now. This is my bench point guard for sure. So go try him out. I'm seeing people using him online in the qualifiers for the MyTEAM tournament this weekend. I'm seeing him around. So if you haven't at least experienced him yet, he's less than like 10,000 MT. This is Hidden Gem. This is OG Hidden Gem.